Thank you very much, Rachel. Breaking news first at 6. An Arctic blast bringing bitter cold temperatures, rain, sleet, and snow from the mountains to the Piedmont.
Winter weather storm watches and advisories in place across the Carolinas until noon tomorrow.
The same system moving into our area also brought snow to areas across the south. Cities from Texas all the way down to Georgia dealing with the winter weather. The wintry weather conditions forcing airlines to cancel hundreds of flights. Schools
in our area also dismissing early out of an abundance of caution for the wintry weather. NBC Charlotte has crews spread out across our viewing area showing you live weather and road conditions.
First, let's check in with Chief Meteorologist Brad Panovich. He's in the First Warn Storm Center tonight. Brad, you were tracking some updated snowfall totals for.
Yeah, I tell you what, north of Charlotte, this is really overproducing as far as the snowfall. But in Charlotte so far, it's kind of been what we expected, mostly a cold rain mixing with some snow. This is the area that's really seen some huge totals. It started sooner, it stayed snow the whole time, and it's still snowing. That's why there's a winter storm warning there. In the Charlotte area, the purples and areas in purple, that's where it's been a winter weather advisory, maybe up to 2 inches on the grassy surfaces, but the temperatures have been hovering just above the freezing mark. In even locations where we saw some heavier snow earlier, it's right around 32 degrees. That rain snow line, and this isn't doing a really good job of showing it because I could tell you it's still raining in Charlotte, it's raining in Cabarrus County, it's raining in Gaston County and York County, so it's somewhere in there. This is snow up there, but to the south, we're keeping an eye on some heavier snow bands back across Cleveland County, Lincoln County, Catawba County, Iredell County. So some really good snow, 3 to 4 inches of snow up there, and some reports in the mountains coming in close to 8 inches. But here on the Piedmont, just a trace of snow so far today at the Charlotte Douglas International Airport. Now, as we go into the overnight hours, temperatures will get colder, so there's potential as this last bit of moisture moves in between now and about 8 o'clock in the morning, we could see a transition to snow, but I don't think that's really going to happen completely until sometime in the morning. So don't look for all snow in Charlotte until maybe the wee hours of the morning. That's when temperatures will be closer to the freezing mark, and that's also when the roads could be the slickest. Coming up, we're going to talk about when all of this moves out and what the rest of the weekend forecast looks like in just a few minutes.
Brett, thank you. The mountains bracing for the most snow. This video taken earlier today in Boone, where the snow has been falling for hours now. Boone and nearby cities could see up to 8 inches of snow. Rob Hughes picks up our team coverage in Boone. Rob, this is more snow than some people expected.
Yeah, for sure, and that's been the consensus from pretty much everybody we've talked to. The heaviest stuff came down earlier this afternoon, but as I speak to you right now, we're starting to see it pick back up a little bit. It had kind of tailed off for a couple of hours. For the most part, snowplows have done a really nice job keeping the snow off the roads and keeping them as clear as possible. But earlier this afternoon, they had their work cut out. By most accounts, this snow caught a lot of people between Hickory and Boone off guard. The heavy stuff started coming down late morning and continued until about 4 p.m. Highway 321 covered in snow for most of our drive up here. And when we got to Boone, it wasn't much better. App State had to cancel afternoon classes and final exams.
I think everyone was surprised by the amount of snow we got. I was not expecting this at all, and I think everyone, like the snow services and all that, they were just kind of blown away with all of it.
I'm just very cautious of my speed because it is very slippery, and I'm very aware of like what other people are doing and where their cars are going because you can slip at any moment.
And you know, guys, I've been a little bit surprised by the fact that despite all this heavy snow here pretty much all day long, it really hasn't impacted the flow of traffic all that much. A lot of people still out and about, and businesses for the most part still open, although this Applebee's just to my right that you guys can't see is closing at 6 for the safety of its employees. Live in Boone, Rob Hughes, NBC Charlotte.
Well, just south of Boone, the snow is falling fast and furious. This is what it looks like in Iredell County. You see the NCDOT trucks out as people furiously try to sweep the snow off their cars. NBC Charlotte's Ashley Daly live tonight in Statesville. Ashley, what are things like where you are now?
Well, Sarah, I'm shooting by myself today, but I wanted to give you guys an idea of just how much snow Statesville has received. And it's the nice, tight snow that isn't too slushy to where you can have a little fun with it, maybe build a snowman. But this is what it's been like all day long. It has been coming down quick, coming down thick, very big snowflakes. Roads, however, they're looking good.
Snow falling in a fury across Iredell County as NCDOT crews race to keep up.
So we have 20 trucks that are fully prepared with a plow and a spreader.
NCDOT maintenance engineer Matthew Evans says crews are closely monitoring road conditions and says 36 trucks will be spreading salt across the county throughout the night, with tons of salt in the reserves.
Snow, ice, any type of winter weather we may have, we're fully prepared for it.
Residents here also doing their own preparation.
Of course, you have to get the bread and milk.
And at Fort Dobbs hardware store on Turnerburg Highway, the phone ringing off the hook.
Yes, ma'am, we do.
As people rush in to stock up on the essentials.
Ice melter and sleds, yes. Two most popular things right now, hot items.
And while the snow may be putting a damper on the evening commute, it's a welcome sight to those young and young at heart.
I'm ready to slide down my big hill I have at my house.
So many kids here today. We're just so excited to be out of school early and to be able to get home to play with this snow. Now, DOT tells me they have more than 30 trucks that are going to be on the roads all night long, making sure that whatever snow does fall melts and that the roads are going to be drivable. But Fred, Sarah, kids here hope that this is still here when they wake up in the morning so they too can play. Reporting live in Iredell County, Ashley Daly, NBC Charlotte.
Ashley, we like that snowman. Good looking snowman. Thank you. Well, if you have to get out on the roads tonight, just be careful. NCDOT crews started treating a lot of main roads on Thursday in preparation for this wintry weather.
Meteorologist Sarah Fortner took the Chevy Storm Tracker out to check on the road conditions. She joins us now outside of that Chevy Storm Tracker. What are you seeing?
Heck yeah, I've got to get out of this storm tracker. It's snowing out here. But as exciting as that is for families and kids, especially the fact that this event is happening on a weekend, you have to consider that, you got to be careful if you're out here on a Friday night. We saw nearly half a dozen cars on the road, either sliding off or even an accident. The problem is the road isn't icy, it's just slick in spots. So while you may have that confidence going 55 miles per hour, err on the side of caution, go closer to 40 or 45. Now in the last half hour, these flakes have gotten fatter. I don't know if you were watching us about a half an hour ago, but there were thinner flakes. It's thickening up out here, and as you look behind me, you can see the snow stacking up. Where we're located right now is on the county line of Catawba and Lincolnton County. So Lincoln County rather. So that being said, we are going to head back towards the town. I know it's not snowing in Charlotte, guys, but trust me, it is a winter wonderland out here. Back to you.
All right, well, I can see the snow falling and you are clearly having a good time. Be safe out there, Sarah. Thank you for your reporting.
Well, some of the heaviest snow will be north, as Sarah said, of I-40. It's led to several cancellations and early dismissals for schools today, including Catawba County, which could see 4 to 5 inches of snow.
That is where we find NBC Charlotte's Brandon Goldner tonight. Brandon, what are the conditions out like there?
Well, Fred and Sarah, the big issue here is traffic and car crashes. I actually spoke to a man just a few minutes ago. He told me that a woman hit the back of his car. They had to wait more than 2 hours for a highway patrol officer to come take a report. They told me that they were so backed up with crashes. And just take a look at some of the video from earlier today, particularly on the highways and some of the roadways in Catawba County, just outside Hickory. The visibility, a big issue. The roads being so slick. I spoke to a lot of people who were telling me they were surprised that this happened. Traffic was incredibly backed up, leading to those crashes because of schools getting out early, people getting off work, and people rushing to the grocery store to get last-minute items.
It's very crazy. It's a big surprise. But I love snow. I love to see it coming down. It's beautiful.
Beautiful yet treacherous. Visibility continued to being an issue. There's not much traffic right now on the roadways, but you can see a lot of parts of Catawba County and Lincoln County, even the main highways like 321, they don't have overhead lights, creating possible issues when it comes to those slickness in the roadways. Brandon Goldner, NBC Charlotte.
The de-icing trucks are working overtime at Charlotte Douglas International Airport. Crews have been out all day as the winter weather started moving in. The snow and rain forcing airlines to delay and cancel hundreds of flights in Charlotte and at airports across the South as well. Mark Boyle picks up our live team coverage from Charlotte Douglas. So, Mark, how's it going right now?
Well, right now there are certainly plenty of delays, Sarah, and lots of cancellations out here. The pilots really want to take an extra precaution, and they decide they want to go through that de-icing process, and that right there builds in some delays. And because of the wintry weather out here, there are cancellations, and tomorrow there'll be some more as well. Dozens of delays and canceled flights in Charlotte. And as this winter weather moves in, expect those numbers to go up.
We're starting to roll those cancellations into place as we're seeing, when we have weather like this, it affects our arrivals rate and departures rate, and we're having to push airplanes through the de-icing process, and so it really just kind of slows things down.
De-icing trucks have been out here working since early this morning, and they'll be out here in place throughout the afternoon and into tomorrow. Brace for delays if you're traveling over the weekend. And late Friday afternoon, American Airlines issued travel waivers for passengers flying through Charlotte for tomorrow. And Delta has waivers in place as well. Delta has had major problems in Atlanta today, more than 600 cancellations and growing. More than 1,000 cancellations across the United States, a lot thanks to this winter storm here in the southeast today. I'm Mark Will reporting at the Charlotte Douglas International Airport. Now back to you.
All right, feeling the impact everywhere. Thank you, Mark.
And that same system that's bringing the winter weather to the Carolinas is the same one that dumped snow on the south.
It created one of the biggest snowfalls in history along parts of the Texas Gulf Coast. Rachel Brown live tonight. Rachel, we are seeing some pretty incredible video out of the Lone Star State.
Yeah, the city of Houston saw widespread snow, you guys, between 1 and 3 inches, and they recorded their first snowfall in 8 years. All that winter weather caused problems for drivers trying to maneuver the slick roads, the icy conditions leading to a lot of accidents, especially on flyovers. One crash even involved 2 police officers. But a lot of students are welcoming the unexpected snow day. Take a look at this. One teenager making good use of the snow. He set up a ramp in his backyard to practice his skiing. And finally, no one seemed to enjoy the snow more than the most famous tiger in Louisiana. Mike the Tiger is Louisiana State University's mascot. He lives on campus, and lots of people visited him today to see how he liked the winter weather. Judging by this video, he seemed to enjoy it very much. And we'd love to see your pictures and video from our snow that we're seeing here in the Carolinas. You can send them to us on Facebook and Twitter, or email them, your pics, to WCNC.com. I'm live in West Charlotte, where it is the rain that is coming down very heavily. Back to you guys.